Hello everyone. Today let us try to understand the inner meaning of Gajendra Moksha. Gajendra Moksha is a story from Bhagavata Purana, one of the great Puranas in Sanatana Dharma. So Gajendra is an elephant. It's a story of this elephant, and Gaja means elephant, Indra means king or leader or ruler. This elephant uh, is surrounded by lakhs and crores of female elephants and male elephants who are his friends and all that, and he was ruling that forest. And this forest is called Trikuta. It is a thick forest with different types of trees, and it has ample amount of natural resources in terms of fruits, vegetables. Water is available for all the elephants. And this elephant, Gajendra, is the king or the ruler, like we discussed, and he is in good health, and he has a lot of wealth in terms of all the natural resources, and he's prosperous, and he's in his young age. This is where we, as humans as well, when we are young, when we have a lot of ample resources and a lot of people around us, we tend to forget God. This is where we need to quickly recollect one of the verses from Bhajagovindam. Bhajagovindam is a famous devotional composition by Adi Shankaracharya. And one of the verse is Ma kuru dhana jana yavana garvam harati nimeshat kala sarvam. So what does it mean? Adi Shankaracharya says that do not take pride in wealth, friends, youth. Each of these can be destroyed within an instant of time. So essentially what we do is, when we are at our prime age, when we have a lot of friends around us, we have a lot of money, we have a lot of status, we have a lot of qualification, this is where we tend to make mistakes, and that is exactly what Gajendra is about to do. This is Gajendra's state, and we can compare Gajendra's state to human state here. So all these elephants, they ate a lot of food, and they played in the forest, and they realized that they were all thirsty. So all elephants requested the king, hey, can we get into the lake and drink some water? So they all got into the lake. They had water, and then they started playing. All of these elephants started using their trunks to take water, and they were throwing water on each other. And as part of their games, they started disturbing the entire ecosystem in the lake. So when we say ecosystem, that lake was a beautiful lake with a lot of lotus flowers, and there were a lot of other living beings in the lake, like fish, crocodiles, turtles, frogs, and other living beings. Some of these small living beings were getting killed by these huge elephants, because they were like jumping around in the lake and disturbing the entire ecosystem. And this is when this huge crocodile living in the lake, noticed that somebody is disturbing the ecosystem. So now this crocodile comes, and he gets hold of the foot of Gajendra. So first time this Gajendra faced a hurdle, okay, and but this Gajendra is all powerful king and ruler, and he wanted to show his strength in front of his wives, in front of his friends and everybody, and he started fighting with the crocodile. He thought that he can kill the crocodile so easily, and while the fight and struggle is happening, all of his friends, other elephants, wives, and all of them deserted him, and they moved on to the shore of the lake. So what is going through the Gajendra's mind at that point is, before the crocodile got to him, he was filled completely with a feeling called ahankara and mamakara. Ahankara is pride and ego, that hey, I have a lot of strength, I am young, I am the ruler, I am the king, I can do anything. That kind of pride and ego, we call it as ahankara. He was completely filled with that. And the other feeling he had was that mamakara. Mamakara is nothing but possessiveness, or we can call it as a feeling where I have a huge circle of friends, I have a lot of people surrounding me. These were the two qualities that Gajendra possessed, and he was completely filled with that. So generally humans are also like that. Humans tend to go with these two qualities and they move forward assuming that they can do anything as long as they have these two. I have a lot of strength and I have like a lot of army behind me. And for a lot of humans also, same incidents may happen. They may run into some adversities, but only few of them get this parivartana, we call it, transformation. It's like whatever Gajendra we will understand by end of this story, we will understand. So, but in humans also, when they face these adversities in these tough situations, they may come out of the situation, but a lot of people will not learn any lesson out of it. Only few will understand, or they transform themselves. So what is happening? The Gajendra is still struggling, and he's fighting with the crocodile, and he's using all his power, strength to fight with him, and all of them deserted him. Everybody that were surrounding him few minutes before, all of them just deserted him, and they were just standing on the shore because they are afraid that the crocodile may get hold of them. So this is where we need to go through another verse from the beautiful Bhajagovindam composition by Adi Shankaracharya. Yavat vitto parjana sektaha tavan nija parivaro raktaha. So what does it mean? It means so long as a man is fit and able to support his family by earning wealth, money, and all the family members, friends, relatives around him will show affection. But no one at home cares for him, even have a word with him when he is sick, when he becomes very old. That is the reality. That is exactly what is happening here for Gajendra. When he was in the forest and when he was playing in the lake, he was all powerful, he had a lot of strength, he was the ruler, everybody was praising him, everybody was forcing him, let us do this, let us do that. Now that he is in trouble and he is helpless, he lost all his strength, and somebody stronger than him got hold of him, everybody deserted him. That is the reality of the life. So at this point, another inner meaning we need to understand is why elephant. Okay, why are we taking elephant in this story and trying to compare with the human behavior? Elephant symbolizes arrogance. Okay, that is why elephant is called as Madagajam. Mada means kind of pride, arrogance, ego. And all humans possess that kind of ego, that I am this body, I am doing this. It was done by me. Only because of me it happened. That is the significance of elephant. And what does lake? Lake is nothing but the samsara, or the life actually. Okay, we get into that life, knowingly or unknowingly. People surrounding us will push into it sometimes. And crocodile is what? Crocodile getting hold of elephant's foot is nothing but, we call it as moham, or attachment, or kind of bondage basically. So that is another meaning basically. And when we say he is surrounded by 10 lakh crores of female elephants and friends, what does that number signify? See, we should not, when we go through this story, we should not be asking trivial questions like, hey, can elephant do this? can he have so many elephants? Even the world population is not much. How can, and when did this happen? What is that like? We should not be asking these trivial questions, but we should try to understand the inner meaning. So let us understand why we say 10 lakh crore female elephants and male elephants around him, right? 10 signifies that for us, we have God given gifts which are like 10 senses, 5 sense organs, 5 physical organs. Whatever we do in our life, everything is done using these sense organs. Now just imagine how many experience we have had so far with these sense organs. If we start counting them, it will be countless. It can be 10 lakh crore or more, because with eyes we must have seen so many things. With our tongue we must have tasted so many types of food. We must have heard a lot of music and other things using our ears. Like that, if you take each sense organ, we must have experienced a lot of things. So what exactly is happening there? So essentially what is happening is, he's not able to come out of the grip of crocodiles. Then the only last resort he had was, okay, that is when he will realize that only God can help him. Only the higher power can help him. That was his last resort, Gajendra's. So that is when, so far what we discussed was the incident of Gajendra. And now there are two things in this whole Gajendra Moksha. One is whatever the incident. The other thing is we call it as Gajendra Stuti, which is the chant of Gajendra. So here Gajendra will realize that only the highest power, the superpower, the Lord can help him. He will chant, and that is called as Gajendra Stuti. And this Gajendra Stuti, or the prayer, we can call it as universal prayer. And in fact in Bhagavata Purana it is called as Nirvisesha Brahmastuti. Okay, here when we say Nirvisesha means it is general. When we say Visesha it is particular. But here it is Nirvisesha Brahmastuti, means general prayer. That means here we have to see that whatever the prayer he did, that is considered as Nirguna Bhakti, worship. That means there are two types of worships, right? Saguna Bhakti, Nirguna Bhakti. Saguna Bhakti is where we take God in one form with few attributes, we name the God, and then we do all these rituals. That is Saguna Bhakti. Whatever majority of us do, that is Saguna Bhakti. When we pray to Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Lord Vinayaka, whatever the Lord we pray, we take one particular deity, God, we give a form to it, and we put a few attributes to that God, and then there will be a list of slokas and mantras for the particular God, and there will be few rituals, and then that is all Saguna Bhakti. Nirguna Bhakti is where there is no form. You are considering that God is everywhere. God is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, inner controller. That is Nirguna Bhakti. You are not giving any attributes. You are not giving any form to the God. That is Nirguna Bhakti. Here, what Gajendra is showing Nirguna Bhakti. He is doing Nirvisesha Brahmastuti. That means a general prayer. He is not even saying that I am praying to this God, that God. He is doing a general prayer. And also when he is doing this, what he is doing is, we don't have to go through each sloka, but the very first sloka, what is he's doing is, he is giving salutations to that Supreme Lord, who is the embodiment of pure consciousness. Basically, essentially, he's saying that, hey, you are everywhere. Okay, and he's saying you are the seed or cause of all beings and you are the supreme controller. That is how he starts his prayer. And in one of the slokas, 24th sloka, if we see, there he is not requesting Lord to relieve him from crocodile. He is literally asking Lord that, hey, I am in this ajnana or ignorance that I am in this body, I am the elephant, I am the ruler, I am the king. Essentially, he is asking, can you get me out of this ignorance and give me enough knowledge that understand that you are omnipresent, you are inside me, you are everywhere. Please give me that liberation. That is what he requests God, and then Lord Vishnu will come, and Vishnu will use Sudarshan Chakra to kill the crocodile, and he will save Gajendra. But what is the objective of this story? Basically, like, we want to understand what is the objective or why we want to go through this story. So essentially, the story is about Gajendra showing his true unconditional surrenderance. Okay, most of us, we go through adversities, and whenever we have any adversity, we reach out to God, and then once we are out of that trouble, and we tend to go back and do what we were doing earlier. That means earlier we discussed about parivartana. So we will not get that parivartana, we will not transform ourselves. All we want is, we just want to come out of the trouble, and we are still back to the same place where we had this whole ego of I am in this body, I am this, I am that. But whereas Gajendra, he realized that he want to come out of that ignorance, basically, that I am in this body. He showed his unconditional, true surrenderance to Lord, and that is why Lord came and he saved him and he liberated him. So in our one of the earlier videos, we talked about Ninjatva Bhavana and how we want to the first step to get rid of Ninjatva Bhavana is to get rid of the ego. So here also, the moral of the story is, we will have to let our ego go and show our unconditional surrenderance. Thank you.